Oh my God, it's here.
Welcome, everybody, to Tears of a Clown with special guest Carolina. And just immediately off the bat, we've got a sub from Boxy Brown the Duke who says, "Oh shit, grab your socks and grab your cock.
Yes!
Let's go."
Oh. Grab all your crotches, please.
For a second, I thought he was doing the lyrics to the Steve Urkel dance, but that's bend your knees and stick out your pelvis. And that's a different series of instructions.
Also giving you hell, shout outs, thank you for the sub. Lou Doings, thank you for the sub. And Fueled by Satan got a sub and right kind of at the tail end of the last, the Brighter Side stream. Shout outs to Brighter Side, shout outs to Yoler's Number, A Chocolate Lab, and Tiger Cat, all for subbing just now.
God
thank you so much for the subs. The subs are what keeps this fucking thing rolling, all right? The more subs we get, the more we can do, and the more that I get to finally actually reveal the fact that I'm a secret millionaire. But
I'm sorry. Coming in hot. We got 5 gifted subs from Wally.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
And that horn is coming from none other than Tirzo. Tirzo, how are we doing tonight?
Oh my! Wait a minute. That makeup. Those eyelashes, the lipstick, could Tirzo be doing a reference to Mimi fucking Bobek? Hated arch nemesis of the Drew Carey show? My God.
Love me some Mimi. Absolutely wonderful. Zona, thank you for the gifted sub. And Red Age, thank you for the sub. Oh, and please don't listen to the haters. We all love you. Look, I just have to say this.
Haters?
People love the sound of my voice. They think it's amazing. They really appreciate it when it smashes through the walls of Last Podcast to the Left. Delighting Gale Plays, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you. Man, the subs are coming so fast and furious we can barely get into this, but can you tee us up, Jake? Jake has put together an incredible tier list for us tonight.
Whatever happened to?
I'm the one who picked this one, right? You guys let me pick this one this time, which was really nice, and I really appreciate it, by the way, because this is all I know, by the way.
Amazing. Nosferatu Rat, thank you for the 10 gifted subs and bow to the beard. Holy shit. Let's fucking go. Yes, Carolina, can you actually, before we get Jake to tee us up, it was your suggestion, so what is your background in sitcom television?
Well, there is Nick at Night. A lot of my educating happened at Nick at Night, and so a lot of 90s sitcoms continue to this day, and that's what I watched a lot. That was my thought of what America really was when I was living in Mexico City. So everything from Hanging to Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, to it was a Step by Step, the TGI Friday stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that was my happy face. That's my happy face right there.
Okay.
Tirzo jump scare number 1. Put it on the board.
Hops and Gloomy Ghost, thank you for the subs. Jake, now you can sing the Full House theme song.
Milkman, the paperboy, even in TV, miss your old familiar friends, waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look. Okay, we're not doing the whole thing.
All right.
Now, obviously, we have a limited amount of time. I couldn't put in every great sitcom. It tears me apart that, Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place isn't on the list. It rips my soul to shreds that we can't acknowledge the greatness that is Dharma and Greg. I would have loved...
Two girls, one cup is not on the list.
That was not a sitcom. That was the opposite. That was the opposite. I mean, I'm sure there was a laugh track, but that was just in your own dark bedroom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that clown laughter coming to the bedroom during those dark periods of my life. But Jake, I think you put together
I would
a wonderful
love
list.
to bring this conversation to a dead halt where I just talk for 5 minutes about how I had a massive crush on Téa Leoni in The Naked Truth. But again, we only have so much time. So the list we have is limited, but I feel like it's an excellent cross-section of 90s era specific sitcoms. And, it's a tough topic. Some of these sitcoms I feel like were more 80s sitcoms, so like Roseanne, Golden Girls, I feel like are more in the 80s zone.
I've
stuff
heard
like Will and
that
Grace.
Golden Girls are not in the running, apparently. That's fine. That's
We'll
fine.
just have to have you back for the 80s one. That's
next
all.
week. I know this is, it's probably very difficult because there are so many great 90s sitcoms because that was like the heyday. I think the thing called Seinfeld kind of took off. So I understand that Golden Girls can't make it because they barely eked by. What about Designing Women? Did they make the cut? Because
that was also, look at those shoulder pads. That was like the most 80s show you could think of.
People are starting to riot a little bit over the Golden Girls thing. And yes, I did promise it was going to be on there, but this is the thing that happened. Our producer, Eric, he pulled his own little veto before the show, and it is what it is, and that's how it has to go down, all right? He's allowed to say, nay, that's an 80s fucking sitcom, and I know it's an 80s sitcom. I was trying to shoehorn it in because it did technically run until 1992, but it's an 80s-ass sitcom, okay? So we're going to have to just have Carolina back for an 80s sitcom episode in the future. How beautiful is that?
That's perfect. That's perfect. I'm down for that. Let's do this.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's
I'm
make it
completely
happen.
throwing Eric under the bus.
Yeah.
No, you did. You did.
Get him, Tirso. Get him. Attack my clown.
Don't care.
That's what we
I
need.
forgot
We
he
need,
has
we
the
need
God
somebody.
mic.
We need somebody to crack the whip, all right? Or we'll just run. We'll go wild. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, do you mind if I do cocaine on stream? He was like, no, we can't do that. Exactly, Tirso. All
What if
right.
it's medicinal
Anyways.
cocaine? What if you got your cocaine card? I don't know how they do in California.
Shall we get into it? I think we got to get into the tier list.
Let us begin.
All right. Tirso's getting the cocaine. All right. Yeah. So as you can see, Third Rock from the Sun is indeed on this list. Not only is it on this list, but it's number one. One thing I wanted to talk about, Carolina talked about her history with sitcoms. I was an absolute TV junkie during this time of my life. I would watch this shit every week. I had a schedule. I bet this is probably very similar to you guys' experience. I knew exactly what was on every single night.
Yeah.
Friday nights after school, going to get McDonald's and watching TGIF was like one of the fondest, memories of my life, like favorite times of the week, And
did you watch it with your family or like all alone?
Probably all alone.
That was all alone, but Third Rock from the Sun immediately speaks to my heart because, with my dad and I, we bonded over TV. Like, that's what we did. We just, watched TV in silence together. So, and Third Rock from the Sun was one of our favorites. Seinfeld is also, for me, going to weigh heavily on this list. So, let's get into Third Rock right now. I mean, this
just the image
show,
of your dad with, a tumbler of bourbon, just being like, that French Stewart's a real pip, I'll tell you what.
Dude, Third Rock is, Third Rock is, I think, the most underrated great sitcoms of the night. Personally,
you're absolutely right. The acting is top notch.
Jane Lynch,
Jane Curtin.
Jane Curtin. I mean,
and John Lithgow.
Amazing.
He's perfect in this, and the Joseph Gordon-Levitt guy, who's
Love it. Yeah.
Yes.
Why are we getting all the names wrong? Why are we getting every name wrong?
We got John Lithgow right. We remembered John Lithgow and his weird ovoid head. It's fine.
I forgot that Wayne Knight was in this.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Dotson, you're letting him in the fucking show.
A man in uniform.
Incredible. But the writing was so good too, and the premise is so stupid. It's totally just coneheads essentially.
They didn't make them like that anymore. The era of the Small Wonder or there was what was the Alien Girl one in the 80s? The idea of wacky. There's some Mork and Mindy shit, and they brought it back, and it worked.
Absolutely. So, all right, let's. Where are we falling here? For me personally, but this is a personal thing. I'm feeling S about it personally.
Wow.
But I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
that feels strong. That feels strong.
I feel like if you guys want to weigh it down to an A, I totally get it. What weighs it down to an A for you guys?
Only because maybe there might be other options that might be S tier that might, like I saw Frasier there, which
Frasier's in
every
there.
season's
I'm
amazing.
so glad you're a big Frasier fan. I'm such a fucking huge Frasier fan.
Gigantic.
Okay. And Seinfeld starts with an S. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. It starts with an S. Okay. What are you thinking, Jake? How are you leaning?
For me, it probably would have been at around a B. I always remember liking it, but it was never part of my destination television. I don't remember the plot of a single episode, but I respect your memories, and I'm okay with an A. I'm not going to be mad at an A.
I'm going to be happy with an A. Yeah, an A is good.
I'm down with an A. And by the way, chat, if you disagree with us and people start putting the yellow balloons in chat, you can only, I believe, access those balloons if you're subbed. If we see enough yellow balloons, we see enough dissent, chat can also veto a decision. Okay?
I thought I was upset by normal Tirzo. Mimi Bobek Tirzo is blowing my bean in ways I could not imagine.
She don't like good.
It. Ah, God, make it stop.
All right, let's start it off with an A. I think let's start it off with an A tier selection here. Love it. Love Third Rock. All right, so now we're immediately getting to the difference here. Third Rock from the Sun is a little bit of for an slightly older crowd. But we also have the kiddie sitcoms in here as well, the shows that we were also beloved on our TGI Fridays and the like. And we start off with Boy Meets World. Boy Meets
World. Right off the bat, we have to acknowledge this is how I'm judging Boy Meets World as a totality, because obviously those first few seasons with Fred Savage's little brother, he was this dork. There was Topanga. There was what was it? Minkus. There was a little nerd character
Mingus.
That they just
Oh yeah,
Mingus?
With the glasses.
They dumpstered him. Mingus.
Yeah, he's not even in the cast picture.
Yeah. I think that little girl is the youngest daughter, famously, it's one of those things where she just went upstairs one episode and never came back.
I don't even remember her at all. Mr. Feeney was the only guy that I thought about when I was a child.
Apparently the real life actress, by the way, the daughter, she ended up eating something she wasn't supposed to in a chemistry lab one day and exploded. And so that's why they couldn't. Yeah. So she's just.
I thought the
okay?
80s sitcom kids
No. Her body. She's just a pile of guts. It was great.
That's a great B plot, though.
Mr. Feeney was probably the best part of the show in my memory. Yeah. He was kind of a surprise standout. That actor is great. I saw a lot of S's immediately. People do have big love. I think people are weirdly clouded, though, by their horniness for Topanga. I think that kind of clouds
the Danielle Fishel love is real, and I get it.
And also Ryder Strong, by the way. Ryder Strong, I remember when I wrote a letter to myself at 15 years old for me to open when I was 30, I addressed it to Mrs. Ryder Strong.
Wow. Wait. So, Carolina, what are you ranking?
No, it's not Ryder.
Is Marcus actually Ryder Strong? Is that what happened?
Isn't that crazy?
Is it like the Marilyn Manson thing where the guy was on Wonder Years or whatever?
Paul from Wonder Years is also Marcus. They're all Marcus.
So Carolina, I think you need to start with the Wangs then. It sounds like you have the biggest love for this show. So where would you put it personally?
I don't know. I mean, I love Mr. Feeney. I think the continuity was all over the place, but I guess that's how it goes for a preteen. I don't know. I think I'm gonna take B though. Is that bad?
I would feel a B about it myself, but I needed someone to weigh in with a stronger maybe memory of it. I definitely watched it regularly, but again, kind of what Jake was saying before, I don't have a memory of any specific episodes, nothing. I just remember being pleasantly charmed by it, completely content with it, but I didn't necessarily have a giant,
But here's the
TV
thing,
boner
it ran forever, and those kids went to college, they
got
grew
married.
Up. Yeah, it
right?
went for it's overstayed its welcome for way too long, and I think
was
in later
weird.
Seasons.
I did not enjoy the fact that they got married so fast. That was the one thing. He had one girlfriend, and then he got married during college. It just didn't. I mean, not that I'm, do whatever you want to do in your life, but in sitcom
No, I
world,
hate that. Yeah,
that's
I hate
weird.
that.
AMPM Video agrees with me. The later seasons knocks it down a peg. I'm saying C.
I could see B. I could see C. Damn, I have to weigh in on this. I mean, I feel like I wasn't up there for the later seasons. So
Everybody's talking about Maitland Ward for very obvious reasons. You horny weirdos. I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that sub button.
I think I mean, I was gonna lean more B. What you just think the later seasons are a C? What do you think, Carolina? Does his weighing of a C change your mind at all, or do you think B?
I like B because Mr. Feeney pulls us up to a B. That's what I think. Yeah.
Fair.
Even though the dorm years are weird. Yes.
And I will be Googling Maitland. Oh, yeah. Oh, we heard. Well, anyways. All right. I give it an A. All right.
Holden's home. It's okay. He's not doing it on a work computer.
Chat, I don't want to put a poll up. Can you guys just weigh in right now, B or C, really fast, chat? Just give me B or C in chat, and I'm going to kind of go off of that.
Oh, Popcorn Ceiling says I'm okay with B. Okay, thank you. Okay,
B's. Wow, I'm seeing such an even mix. I'm seeing
B's. It's so split. Nothing has helped the decision.
All right. All right, I'm gonna go B. I think I'm seeing more B's.
All
right. We all know now. All right. Everybody's got Google.
It's the opposite of a jump scare.
Everybody's got Google, and everybody can click Google Images, and that's fine. But either way,
I mean, wait. Can I say the corniest joke ever? After seeing that picture, it looks like those are D's. Looks like that's a D.
Give it a B. Give it a B there, Eric, please. We'll give it a B. All right. What's next? Oh, all right.
Drew Carey show.
Oh, okay.
I fucking love the Cleveland theme song. By the way, we haven't even talked about theme songs yet because we haven't had a good one yet. The fucking theme song right away gets you so hyped for that show. Cleveland rocks. Two of the best like improvising actors because you got like the Who's Line people in there. Mm-hmm. You got his two sidekick buddies. Are two of the funniest like improvisational
you're talking
actors.
About Dietrich Boner? The guy who voices Bader.
I think you're still thinking about Maitland Ward.
No, Dietrich Bader. The voice of Batman. And Ryan Stiles.
I forgot the boss is what's his name?
Craig Ferguson. The funniest man alive.
He's so good in this show. This show is so, and Drew Carey like top of his game. I don't know. Did you guys read his autobiography?
Thank you for the sub, sweet flesh wife. I love you. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I just love this show. I love everything about the show. I think it just it's so much funnier than ever it need to be. The whole Mimi thing is so good. She's so good. Absolutely. I want to weigh it down a little bit because of Tirzo's version of Mimi is making me so upset. So I might have to weigh it down.
This show is burned into my memory because I don't know if you realize this. I was a chubby little boy. And this show actually addressed a lot of Drew Carey's own hangups about his body. There was like a whole subplot where he dated a hot chick. Like that was how they presented it. Like, wow, I can't believe it. I'm dating a hot chick. And she got fat by living with him. Like she was eating
Kate
too
Walsh.
much.
Kate Walsh.
That was
character.
Kate Walsh?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And then they did like a whole song and dance in a refrigerator, and it would like blew the Buzz Beer subplot where they predicted fucking Four Loko years beforehand. That was their thing.
Yeah, Buzz Beer. I loved Buzz Beer. I loved that whole part of it. Yeah, for sure.
Can I say something weird? I thought Dietrich Bader was kind of hot at one point.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because I always liked the dark featured men who are weird.
Yes, and he's got that in spades. And they were so funny. Everybody in the supporting cast was so fucking funny. You were happy to be at the bar.
Is this the first S? Are we all on board with this?
We fucking love this show. All three of us love this show. I'm giving it an S. Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's give it an S.
Agreed.
Incredible.
Yes.
Incredible. S. Yeah. Amazing. Man.
I love it.
This next, oh man, I've got so many opinions about this next. So Ellen, I actually liked Ellen at first, the show.
We all did. You're telling the story of America.
We liked Ellen in the beginning, yes, and then things changed.
Okay, This is one of the first times I think when I was a younger person, like becoming more discerning about like the TV shows I was watching, right? So when Ellen came out, it was this big moment in television, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a huge deal. Oh, I can't remember. I forgot that what's his name's in it. Fucking
Piven.
Ari, what? Yeah.
Fucking Jeremy Piven.
Jeremy Piven. So she comes out, which is great. I loved that. But then every single episode was like, Ellen, have you been to the library? And she'd be like, yeah, of course I have. Well, have you been to the gay library? And then they go to like and it was every episode, every single week, be like, Ellen, let's go grocery shopping. Okay. Well, but have you been to the gay grocery shopping? It was like so obnoxious.
I don't. I feel like I watched those episodes, and I do not remember the weird man who keeps saying "gay" thing.
Dude, I'm telling you, it became.
Yeah. I totally know what you mean, because in the beginning it was great, it was really funny, but yes, there was something false about it that we obviously all figured out. But then when they did the whole restructuring, the entire thing with a brand new cast, that's always a kiss of death when it comes to sitcoms. And so that's kind of what happened, and then they just made everything gay and gay. It was great at first. I remember I was a kid when there was that whole thing about someone's coming out in prime time and this is amazing, and we were all so happy and we were rooting for her, and then it was do you want to go to a gay bookstore?
By the way, Red Age, you were correct. The gay grocery store is just Trader Joe's. I've not been to the gay arcade, but I would love to go to the gay arcade for sure. It was weird. It was like, wow, they really gimmicked out the whole coming out thing in such a way, and that is why I would rank it low, because I actually thought it was a very good show until she came out, which was like a good TV moment in a way, but they weirdly used it in the worst way possible. And maybe my judgment is a little clouded by the open knowledge now that she's a nightmare person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's low. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's lower than D. I could even see it at C. But yeah, I think D is a pretty strong. What do you think, Carolina?
I guess we can throw it down to D because of the later rebranding that they did, which totally messed up when they always have to go somewhere. Yeah, or maybe a C. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
I could see it.
Chat
at
is
C.
throwing D's. Chats are throwing out the
a lot
D's.
of D's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was our
D's.
first thought, so we should probably stick with that.
C
Sorry,
for
Alan.
queer. That isn't making sense.
All right. I mean, if you're bad at spelling,
I say we put it at D.
All right.
And again, by the way, the only theme song we remember is Cleveland Rocks of any of the shows we've done so far.
I remember that weird cartoon intro from the first 2 seasons where it's just that weird Drew Carey had that was like, "Moon over Parma, bring my love to me tonight." But I'm a weird man. I'm not a normal man.
All right, here we go. What is next?
Deborah!
Oh,
Deborah!
all right. My
Everybody loves
favorite show
Raymond.
when I'm on an airline.
Okay, great. Yeah, I kind of have to almost sit this one out slightly because I just have not seen enough. What I'll say about Everyone Loves Raymond, though, is I have nothing against it or him, and the supporting cast is exceptional.
I mean,
Yes.
moments. We all listen. We're not judging Brad Garrett. We all love Brad Garrett. I want Brad Garrett to be my uncle. We just, we all acknowledge the comedic and physical powerhouse that is Brad Garrett. But how does it stand up as a sitcom? Because as a kid, I thought it was pretty mid. I just, obviously it was about the trials and tribulations of a married man. So it didn't resonate as hard with me.
No, you're absolutely right. It does. It kind of works sometimes. I remember my parents might chuckle at it once in a while. They could relate here and there. But as a whole, it is a lot of the repeated things that the wife is annoyed. It's a lot of the old honeymooners
Old
things.
school.
The kids
Yeah,
are
old
annoying. The wife is annoyed, and Raymond is annoying. I mean, he was still fun to me, but I can understand how mid that could be.
But let me tell you about someone named Maitland Ward, all right?
No.
I'm just I don't even know what's going. What are we talking about? No. Yeah, I feel like mid is what a lot of people are saying in chat as well. And all right, you don't need to examine her.
Holden, you have to put to click off that tab. I know you still have open on your browser. Eric, delete that graphic.
It's not going away at all. It is on my left monitor. There's nothing else on my left monitor but that tab. All right, but let's get back into this. Yeah, I think also everybody loves Raymond. For me, I think it's more of a later 90s show, so a bit more of a victim also of me like finally eventually falling off of what my sitcom addiction, because like that really was what it was. Like I was addicted. I could not get enough of sitcoms, right? But by the time this was hitting big, it was kind of like I was kind of moving on with my life. I was kissing girls, or at least imagining what that might be like, you know what I mean? And things of that nature. I was trying to play guitar or something and like write a poem or something. So I was just a little past it.
I'm seeing a lot of C's in chat.
I'm seeing C's and B's.
I kind of agree with the C.
I'm down with the C as well. They do
Yeah.
have their moments, though, especially the in-law stories that they've been going on since Egyptian times. Like, this is all like prehistoric kind of stuff. And they will last on, Everybody Loves Raymond will last for the next 2,000 years. So I say we put it in C, so that way it stays.
I think I'm also getting some of Everybody Loves Raymond. This just goes to show how like samey it is with King of Queens. When I'm thinking of even the supporting cast, for a second I thought
they were. I think they aired side to side.
Yeah, it's a spin-off. King of Queens is a spin-off from Everybody Loves Raymond, but King of Queens is actually superior.
Is superior. All right, we're going with C for Everybody Loves Raymond. Eric, I'm glad you went ahead and just did it. It's done. Let's move on. What do we got next?
I'm sorry, I was practicing my my Kevin James face. Does that work?
Yeah, you're mugging. You were mad mugging. Oh, Family Matters is. Oh man, there's so much.
A or S.
Family Matters is like Family Matters is like 8 different shows because of the evolution of it.
You are absolutely right. There's like 4 plots at all times.
Yeah, it is wild. I mean, just the whole evolution of Steve Urkel was like happened in real time for all of us. And then the whole Urkel thing later on. What a crazy show, because this is a show where the zany next door neighbor literally took over the show. Like, it was like a virus.
Supposed to be a grounded, like, relatable sitcom of an African-American family with a police officer as the head of the household. And within 9 years, they were doing episodes where they time traveled to pirate times. Like, that is an actual thing that happened. I looked up episode ninja worst episodes of Family Matters, and it's like Steven Urkel invents a teleporter pad, and so they all go to Paris.
Well, he stole the show. Jaleel White, right? He stole the show, obviously, because I think he was supposed to be just a secondary character, or always one of those things like they were going to kill him off or in some meth thing.
I watched it happen in real time. It's as if it's like me taking over last podcast to the left. You know what I mean? It's just like the annoying asshole next door neighbor, just like.
Wow, that's incredible.
That is so funny. It's just like, but the show,
we've blown the clown's mind. Do you understand how crazy the show got by the end?
I liked the show.
Stefan was weird, though.
Stefan was weird.
I did not think he was super suave or hot. I thought it was a weird thing that he has to go in a machine and change into some smooth guy that would sing R&B to you and then propose in Disneyland, which I thought was insane.
Thank you for the sub, Nesson Dormo, who says Tirzo should take over as the third on last podcast.
Oh my god! Honka honka,
just making honking noises and not actually saying anything. Slug Bucket, thank you so much. Says love you, babes. Thank you so much, Slug Bucket.
That's when the Foot Locker full of torsos was discovered in the ravine.
All right. What do we? I don't even know how to rank this show because it's 4 different shows.
I think S. I think it is so. It represents the glory. Do you not know the Urkel dance? If you want to do the Steve Urkel dance, all you got to do is hitch up your pants, bend your knees, and stick out your pelvis. I'm telling you, baby, it's better than Elvis. Come on, a classic we all remember.
Dude. He did get that party started. It did work. Yeah. In the end, and that is true. And then the woman, the actress Myrtle, right? Urkel's like love interest. She was amazing in it. I'm gonna give it an S too, even though there's some problematic things about it. But I'm down for this.
I've started a poll. I'm leaning more A. I've started a poll. It's so uneven is my problem. It's all over the map.
But its unevenness is even. It's iconic how uneven it is. That even in so many other sitcoms.
It's very special episodes were pretty strong too. Like they got emotional with that show too. All right, I put a poll up. If the S is the majority rule, I'll go with it. But if it's A, I might have
it's looking like A is I think it's coming
A.
away
It's
with
a solid A because the lowest of the lows are terrible. It's just not consistent. It's just.
Did chat do that?
No, you're right. It's.
That's
and also the aunt who kind of was there a little bit. I don't remember. Remember, there was an aunt, and she was single.
I mean, kind of.
Exactly, but the good episodes were good. And
all right, we got 48% saying A. I think I got to go A just because of the inconsistency.
Okay.
All right, let's do A.
Let's
give it an A. You can always veto balloon it, by the way. You can veto. You can veto balloon anything at any time.
I don't know if I want to over Stefan. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it because Stefan was uncomfortable and creepy. Yes,
agreed. It was okay. This next one is a personal, probably S. Especially talk about a show that holds up. I when I couldn't stop my nosebleed and I was just bleeding out of my nose for 2 weeks straight, just gushing blood, filling up giant cups of blood. And they would clot. There'd be big clots in it, just big. The blood would kind of.
I'm giving this story a D. This is horrifying.
and I threw on Frasier. And man, it really made everything so much better. And honestly, at the end of the day, the whole cast is great, but Niles, to me, steals the show and is one of the best sitcom characters of all time. And then Niles, Daphne, what was the name of his fucking wife or ex-wife, whatever, who's a nightmare?
Oh God! I was just trying to remember it the other day.
I'm just blanking on it. I usually know it. And all that stuff was
Lilith.
Lilith was
Mojo a Go-Go got it first.
Was Kelsey Grammer's or Frasier's?
Maris.
Maris was yes, and she never showed up in the episodes.
She never saw her, and it was so funny the descriptions of her. She's just this frail, snooty, hilarious, just character you never see. I just love that show.
S for Daphne. No, my friend. S for Roz. Roz.
Also a smoke show, for sure.
No, I love them both. I want to name the next pet goldfish I have Daphne, and maybe Roz as a middle name.
I want to name my next pet goldfish Eddie the dog.
Oh,
Eddie
that's
the dog.
good.
Oh my God! Also, holy shit! This show single-handedly got us the Jack Russell Terrier. Became the most popular dog in America for buyers for dog owners because of this show. It was really just so funny, and it's amazing that it was a spin-off show. Obviously, I guess we'll get to talk about Cheers. When will we get to talk about Cheers? Is that 70s even? That's 80s. All right.
It's 80s.
I mean, it is a spin-off of arguably the best sitcom of all time, and it just is also incredible. And the way they developed all that stuff. I love it. The apartment, the recording, the radio recording studio, all the different, the locales are great, and just the comedy is so great. For me, it's an S. What about you guys?
It's absolutely an S. I would say I would give the theme song also an S. Of course.
Yes.
I had tossed salad and scrambled eggs for breakfast. That's just a coincidence.
Maybe I hear the blues are calling, salad and scrambled eggs. There's a guy, there's someone actually in my chat who I haven't seen in a while, named Dr. Niles Crane, and he comes in, and I always sing the theme song every time he pops into my chat. I love it. You're right. That, too. And it's so nonsensical. Like, that theme song makes no sense. It's so weird, and yet everyone knows it. I mean, come on.
Holden, are you saying you don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. That's true. Lord Oxium, the sexism brings it down to a B for me. I don't even know the.
Oh, yeah, wait, if Ellen gets dinged, does Kelsey Grammer being kind of a shithead give it a ding? Or?
It kind of happens a little bit, but also Cheers does not hold up as well anymore. Yeah. And I think Frasier holds up better as far as LGBT. Actually, they even won an award, a GLAAD award, for one of their big episodes. So I don't know. It kind of comes, there are some things that don't hold up, but there are other things that I would say would bring it back up to an S.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Interessant. I mean, okay. What do you think? Are we saying S here? Jake, do you have any issue with an S?
I don't have an issue with an S. In my own personal life, I've never fallen truly, deeply, madly into the Frasier hole, but I everybody around me can't be wrong. I'm not fighting this.
It's time to start, Jake. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Check it out. It's all on Netflix.
Sweet Marie, do you hear that? We've got a mandate.
There you go.
She heard me.
There you go. Also, I get it. I see a lot of B's in chat. If you guys want to contest it, we'll allow you to. If we see some veto balloons in there, you could bring it down to peg. Because I get it. I feel like this is more of a personal S than it is a universal S.
It might be.
It might be a little bit, but we'll keep it moving. We'll check back in with that in a little bit. There's always the chat veto. Always the chat veto. Terrifying.
Why is that? Why is the chat veto gaping? Why is that a gaper balloon? I don't get it.
Neo Illuminatus, Golden Girls will be on the 80s sitcom episode. We're doing 90s sitcoms right now.
Votesy.
All right.
I call that one Votesy. I still got it.
What?
Eric liked it. Eric loved that one.
Let's see. I just got that. I'm sad I got that. All right. What do we got next?
What do we have next?
This is a classic. Everything's great about this. Every season's good. Every season's good.
Separated from Jada Pinkett for 7 years now, Will Smith. The news just broke today. So that slap meant nothing. I'm seeing a ton of S's, and even with the recent events that have transpired with Will Smith, Wilfred Smith, man, talk about it. First of all, let's just start with the theme song. Talk about a theme song that is you could start singing it at a house party, and it will everyone will start singing it with you, and it will bring down the house. That's just the theme song. That show hit so hard, so fucking well. Immediately in my childhood. And everyone also talk about a very special episode. Everyone remembers that monologue from him about his dad, about not knowing his with his parents or whatever. He cries or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's hard to pull off.
Shout out to James Avery for his role of Uncle Phil. Also was a shredder, but that's neither here nor there.
That guy was a veteran, by the way. A poet as well.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I just got to that part of his wiki that I had to pull up to remember his name. I love that one throwaway bit at the end of, I forgot what episode, where he's like, man, how do we have all this fancy stuff and we can't even afford a ceiling? And they just pan up to the studio lights. Classic.
Nice. I mean, it's so good.
Oh, the Carlton dance.
Yeah, the Carlton dance. The butler character. Whole Carlton. Jeffrey, yeah. All the characters are memorable. Every single cast member is memorable. It's a perfect fish out of water sitcom plot. Are we also giving this a fucking S?
I think so.
I think so.
My favorite subplot was when Hillary Burton, or whatever her name is, Hillary, right? The sister, when the older sister, when her fiance dies by skydiving and proposing to her, but his chute doesn't open, and then he just falls to the ground on live television. That was when I thought in my head that this is the best show I've ever seen on television. So I'm going to give it an S.
Yeah. I mean, this is the heyday of sitcoms. I think we give it Jake, do you concede or do you?
I agree. I concur, not concede.
Concur.
That was the. I
It's a
concur.
concurrence. Tirso, how are we feeling? S? All right.
You
I
wouldn't
guess we
last
gotta
a day in the streets of West Philadelphia.
Yes, we
Your
gotta
mom
give
would
it.
get so scared if you got into one little fight.
All right, it's an S. Let's do it.
right.
Oh man, fucking, I don't even know.
Hold
man.
on.
I feel
All
like
rise. So no one told you life was
All
gonna
right.
be this way.
it's Friends.
So we've all seen this show, like
Yeah,
every
totally.
episode almost.
Oh my god, yes. Well, all right. So this is the thing. If Lexi was doing this would probably be an S for, you know what I mean. This is her show. This for me was like, it's hard to say. It's not my. It's not.
Chad
an S
is
for me.
going wacky right now.
Chad is-
What is
Ooh.
happening?
Well, it's,
Shout out to all the Fs.
I mean, this is a sticky situation for me because there's so much love for the show for a large contingent of people. Definitely for me, this was like everyone's shitting on the show. I got it. All right,
Wow.
I'm dude. Honestly, I'm not even gonna fight it. But how do you guys feel just right off the bat about this?
Yes, I agree. I remember going to a nail salon about 5 years ago, and then it was on for 2 episodes, and I watched it, and I'm like, this does not hold up at all, or even
Yeah.
a little bit, or even for hotel rooms. I'm sorry. All the characters are very charismatic, but it's an F for me. It just-
Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of blown away.
To paraphrase Chandler Bing, could I be any more out of touch with what Chad is saying right now? Because I don't know. I guess I never revisited it, but I have nothing but pleasant memories.
Carolina, let me help you out. All right. Smelly cat, smelly cat. What are they feeding you? Yeah, exactly. Inside
that was
Chariot,
fun.
that's how I know it. That's how I know this show, Inside Chariot. Friends was the show that came on before Seinfeld and was good, but not as good as Seinfeld, but you always watched it because Seinfeld was on next. That is exactly my relationship to the show. That's how I feel, but there's so many people who absolutely love this show and are just I'm so shocked. I mean, I guess this is our audience, though. A Last Podcast Network audience, I feel like, though, would be like, you know what? Fuck Friends. Phoebe was probably the shiniest light of the show.
Yes,
The
no,
writing
she was
is
my
so
favorite.
good. Oop Marie, the writing is so good, and then it just face plants into gay jokes. Remember, all right.
Yes.
Remember Biker Short Guy, and you could see his testicles.
Oh,
Poop Dollar,
yeah.
thank you so much for the gifted sub to Joey Red Balls. Thank you, Poop Dollar.
There's
For
something
the-
erotic happening
Yeah,
in
there's
chat. There's
There's some kind of
something-
gift mask involved in what happened just then. Man, but an F. I mean, come on. I mean, that was what
F feels so harsh.
That feels so harsh for what it was and what the kind of cultural
F for
footprint.
Friends.
F for Friends. I mean, what would you rank it, Carolina? Without
F.
looking at chat. Wow. And Jake, what do you rank it?
I was going to put it at like A or B, but now I don't even know what reality is anymore.
And
I
would've
think I
put
have
it-
to rewatch it.
I would have put it at like C personally, like because I'm just going personal, not like universal. Universal, I'd put it more like B or A because it is so beloved it was so beloved at the time by so many people. What about, should we say D? Is D?
I guess. I mean, like overwhelming Fs from chat, but like me and Holden just like barely lifting it out of the basement on pure weird memories.
Come on, there was like one black guy in there somewhere, right? I mean, in one of the like the holiday special or something, right?
There were more monkeys on the show than minorities. That's just an unfortunate fact.
It's just that kind of show.
Capuchin. I'm talking capuchins.
Right.
I'm thinking it's an F.
Woman.
That's my guess. I'm gonna say it's an F. Or how do we do this?
I say it's a. I guess if everybody's cool into being all right, AMPM videos veto. What are you guys vetoing though? The idea that it's an F. Accurate,
Oh my
sadly,
God.
as hell.
I did not see this
I
coming.
cannot.
I didn't wake up today thinking this was gonna happen either. But here we are.
Lexi's gonna be beside herself. I mean, she has the whole box set on DVD. Like,
I guess so. No one told us chat was gonna be this way, and I'm. Poll? Do we put up a poll? This is so weird.
Yeah, we
let's
can put up a poll. That's a good idea.
Let's put up a poll. Are you on it, Jake? You want me to do it?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay, you're on it. I would say C, D, or F though. I don't think it goes higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That's
absolutely
fucking wild, dude.
This
That's
is
fucking
fascinating.
I mean,
Starting the poll.
The theme song
In
makes
1
me
minute, we will have our
angry. Yeah.
Sounds like
I'm
it
not
hasn't
gonna
been
vote,
your
too.
day, week, or month.
This
Or
is the thing,
or
though.
even your year.
This is the thing, though. I'm gonna say it right now. Like, I'm not gonna like disagree. You know what I mean? But is Ellen better
F's
than
are
Friends?
winning.
Ellen's better.
That
than
sounds
Friends?
crazy.
That does
sounds
sound
crazy to me.
insane, actually. I don't know what reality I'm living in either, Jake. But this is what we did. This is what we made, and now we got to
You know
live
what it
in this
is?
bed.
It's just that the people who loved Friends, but the people who didn't like Friends had a disdain for Friends in a way that they didn't have for like Boy Meets World. If they didn't like Boy Meets World, or like, you know what I mean? It's so hot or cold. It's like being a whole
Divisive.
You know what I mean?
It's
so divisive. It's completely. It's like you either are down with the clown, or you're a fucking dirt goblin, and there's no.
I'm sorry. Are you comparing fans of the hit '90s sitcom Friends with Juggalos? That's what F's have it.
All right, it's
Folks.
F. I don't know. I'm not going to argue. I've never
F's
loved
in the
it.
chat. Literally F's in the chat for
52%
Friends.
Wow.
of the fucking vote. Whoop, whoop, by the way, poop dollar, whoop, whoop, indeed.
Wow.
I called it.
Wow. And by the way, Eric must be fucking thrilled right now, because if there was a person I've ever met in the world,
All right. You know what? I'm ripping off. I'm doing my heel turn. Wally, thank you so much for the 5 gifted
Wally,
subs.
thank you for the 5 gifted.
But you might want to take them back after I reveal my villain turn. Pop that balloon. I'm vetoing it. It's at least a D. At least a D.
Veto to a D, chat. Chat, you guys could veto it back later on in the show.
All right. Still as bad as Ellen. That's not crazy.
Oh, man. Full House is a tough one. All right, Full House is next, okay? Full House is a tough one.
I
The show is
love
bad.
this show. It's not. Dave Coulier's there before we knew what he did to Alanis. Wow. The Vita balloons are flying.
Wow. All right. We got it. I think we got to put it to it. I mean, chat's going to veto it back to. All right. We veto Friends back. Yeah. I think we got to put it in.
I had no idea that there was just this
They're willing to waste
majority.
the whole veto. All right. Friends, veto.
Are we going to put it to a vote?
Yeah, back to F,
this is a huge response.
At D, up to C. All right, that's where we're at. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, let's start the poll. I've never seen anything like this. There's such a hate. For sure. Wow, Raccoon Barbie says this chat is dumb. We've got save the veto. People are screaming, save the veto. You can save your veto. If you say stay at D, it will save the veto, and you can use it for a different one. Let's get back to Full House while we wait for that to come.
Carolina, did you think this would be such an adrenaline-fueled descent into madness when you were like, yeah, let's talk about fun sitcoms?
I wish I knew about this. Yes, and you know what? If anything, I do kind of agree with everyone, and yes, we're being called cowards. I know. I know. But also, by the way, Fuller House is pretty good. All right. It's actually not bad. Yeah. Next time you have COVID, watch it for a month.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah. All right. Let's
as long as you are on death's door, on your blood. Listen, to really appreciate the sitcom, you need a blood oxygen level of at least 78. That's like number one to enjoy.
Stay at D.
Oh, it did the trick for me.
They're not wasting the veto. I'm shocked, actually. I thought it was definitely going to be used just now. All right, back to Full House.
You guys
Full
can
House,
still pull the F out at the end of the show, just so you know.
Yes, you could bring it back to F by the end of the show, Eric. Emily wants you to know that. So, Full House is the thing that Full House has. Cast is undeniable. The theme song is insanely memorable, and I'll even throw it out there. Memorable. Is there an episode you remember when she drives the car? When DJ drives?
Oh my
the car
God! I was gonna mention the line is burned into my head forever, which is, we can always get a new kitchen, but we can never get another Stephanie. And
Right.
all my childhood brain could remember is like, if I did irreparable structural damage to my family home, even my hippy-dippy, lovey-dovey parents would yeet me into the surface of the sun. Like, that's insane.
True. Also, cut it out. I mean, you do have just delightful. You do have
that people
And
made out
Bob
of.
Saget, by the way. R.I.P.
Yes, and rest in peace, Bob Saget. You have these memorable things, but the show is insanely formulaic, and it's not technically a good show.
It's not
so
a well-written
repetitive.
show, no.
Okay,
not well
but what
done.
about that weird like chunk of episodes? I think like around towards the end, but not exactly at the end, where it was just John Stamos like doing music videos, like if every word I said, and then he sold out and like became a hip hop artist in MC Hammer pants.
I mean, I remember all the music
exactly
stuff,
what I'm talking
and
about.
he's still now drums for the lame side of the Beach Boys on tour. I mean, it is, and I remember when they did might be my least favorite song of all time. The Beach Boys performed it on Full House, Kokomo. I hate that song with a passion. I just really revile that Jamaica, Bahama. Oh, I just hate that song. So
you know what? Fuck it. Nothing I like is good, apparently. I love Kokomo. I think
like
it's
that
a
song
great
too.
little
It's got my
ditty.
name on
What?
it. Hidalgo,
Wait.
Montego, baby.
And
So I was always so close to this song. And then when the Full House and Beach Boys did a
agreed.
crossover, I was like, this is amazing.
What is that? Oh my god! If you guys please do a No Dogs on just Kokomo, just the song Kokomo.
Yes, it'll be a 3-part series.
All right, I'm gonna say I wanna go. I hate it so much. Holden L. This is a Holden L right now. Hating that song. All right, I'm gonna go. I saw it before. I think I got to go see All Things. But like it's so memorable. Big memory from our childhood. It has these things that I cannot deny about it. It has very memorable, like it does what a sitcom should do in all these certain ways. But at the end of the day, it is not actually like good. You know what I mean? Like it's
Holden. To this criticism, I have only one response. How rude. Holden.
Yeah,
how
and the whole Olsen twin thing, and then the way they turned out, and then they ended up killing Heath Ledger or whatever, allegedly or whatever.
Just because it was reported by multiple sources doesn't
If anything,
mean.
it created the monster that is Tirzo, allegedly where's that last podcast episode? All right, that's mine. What's yours, Carolina? What are you putting it at?
Oh man, I don't know. I guess it's a hot C for me. I'm gonna put it there. Is that a weird place to put it? I feel like it's good there.
I just put it there. What about you, Jake?
Based on pure childhood memories, I would have put it at A. But if it's a hot C, I'm gonna take my influence and just push that thing just into B, just past the B barrier. I think it qualifies as a B. It's at least as good as Boy Meets World.
I think it's an absolute C.
Carolina, come on, push that hot C to a B.
I mean, you
that
can make me waste
dirty, but it was not in context.
Carolina,
but the writing was so saccharine.
So bad. It's so formulaic. It's the most formulaic, hacky. I remember too, again, when I started becoming discerning about television, I remember being like, every episode they have to play this dumb music and have this moment, like every fucking episode. Like seriously, it's a C. I think you got to concede on this one, Jake.
Yeah,
it's a C.
yeah. I'm going to go
fine,
with that
fine.
one. I'm not going to use my balloon on Full House.
I wasted my balloon on stupid friends that nobody likes.
No one thanked you for putting it on D, by the way. But here we are.
All right. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, I remember being charmed by, but I have no recollection of like anything that happened in the show or like anything about the show. I just remember like I did enjoy it, but remember so little.
Nell Carter. Nell Carter was amazing in this show. She was like the older mom kind of character, grandma character, whatever. She was incredible. Such a charming leading man. Like I just think
Mark Curry.
I don't know, man.
So
Mark
funny.
Curry. One of the
I don't remember
first
this
celebrities
cast.
to have their own weed strain.
That's fun. I don't remember this
Yeah.
cast. I don't remember anything about it. I mean, if someone was like really passionate about it, I could see it being hired just because I have no issue with it.
And Holly
but-
Robinson Pete, who was Holly Robinson at the time, I thought she did a really great job. She was like the very sexy one, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of waking
What do
some
you give
things.
it? Where do you land? What do you give it? Off
Oh
the
man,
top of the
you
dome.
know, it's one of those things where I remember like every character and every part except the plots. So I don't even remember if that show was funny or not.
It was like it was charming. Like everybody was just likable, but I
Yeah.
don't think anything else about it stood out.
I'm gonna give it a C. I'm just gonna have to give it a C.
I'm happy with it being a C just because of how unmemorable. Like it's the opposite of Full House for why it gets a C. It's not hacky or poorly written, but it's so unmemorable. Whereas Full House is like hacky, poorly written, but it has all these memorable little like elements to it, right?
It's an inverse
What about
C.
you?
Yes.
Are you cool with the C, Jake?
I would prefer a B. I feel like we all like there is a sense memory. We all agree enjoying this show, and it just didn't have like maybe the long shelf life in reruns or any of like the kind of things that would cement it in memories. But if we all agree that the cast is good and we had fun watching it, I feel like that's B worthy. But that's all.
put it to a
That's
chat
my
poll.
final push.
Chat vote because I am so like I'm just could go either way on this one. Chat vote B or C. Just
I like
will
what
leave it
Brick
to-
Nick 94 said B, but I understand C. I totally
Yeah.
agree with that answer.
Vote chat. Vote with your gut. All right, because I'm gonna go with whatever chat
Salud.
goes with is what I'm gonna endorse.
Thank
I have
you.
no dog in this fight, honestly.
Uh-oh.
Bravest
Part two.
Papaya says B, but vote. You see the vote in chat. Click vote. Wow, Jake, fucking gets.
I'm
If you
fine.
have
really out of
COVID,
his
you should
face.
watch Fuller House.
Yeah, watch Fuller House. I thought you said if you have COVID, you have to watch Frasier. Oh yeah, I guess Fuller House is what you said.
Yeah, no, I tried to watch Frasier on COVID. It doesn't work.
If
I
you have a
don't-
nose, if you have a nosebleed
too
that won't
good.
go away for 2 weeks, then watch Frasier. That's
Yes.
the one. All right, I'm very
Looks like
interested to see
C.
what
Looks
Paul
like
says.
very
Does it look
confident
like
that C has it.
competency. I mean, that's the thing. I just don't remember anything about it, man. Or I would give it a B because I don't remember not liking it. But it's a C. Let's put C. C it is. Oh man, Full House is an interesting one. I loved Full House. That was probably one of my favorite shows when I was a
Home
kid.
Improvement. Home Improvement.
I mean, Home Improvement. I'm sorry.
But we have that soundbite now, just in case.
Just in case. Dude, first of all, can we talk about a sexual awakening that happened first with
No.
Pamela Anderson and then whatever this lady's name is?
I thought you were going to say
Oh.
JTT.
I honestly thought you were going to say Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
No.
or for me, at the very least, my bisexual awakening with Al Borland, the single most confident, burly, powerful
dude, I
man
remember
to ever
being
appear on
so-
television.
I remember being so horned up by the Tool Time lady. First it was Pam. Then the other lady who replaced her was also, maybe if not better, Glenn Borland was her name. I remember trying to look her up to jerk off to her, but I couldn't find like good fodder necessarily. I do younger when I was younger or whatever. You know what I mean? But anyways, so and a lot of Heidi and a lot of the gal there. Oh,
We know who that is. That's Maitland Ward.
This, but regardless. And then also for the gals, JTT. I mean, come on, the poster in the room. I mean, it was all right.
I'm just gonna say, I'm pushing hard for Home Improvement because it had a lot of fun things going on. It had the basic family ass sitcom with the boys and their boy problems and the marriage and the marriage problems. I remember a weirdly very special episode where one of the kids might have had cancer. And then, like, the tearful finale is, it's just a goiter. He just has a goiter. And I learned what a goiter is. But the Tool Time segments got a lot of fun prop comedy with, like, Tim and his crazy, like, more power shit.
I remember the pilot,
Wilson,
one of the strongest pilots ever, where he tries to make the dishwasher more powerful because he doesn't understand why you have to clean the dish before you put it in the dishwasher, and then the dishwasher like explodes. That was a great, and then what year was it? Wilson as a conceit. It's not a conceit, it's conceit. Was phenomenal in that show. Agreed.
Rest in peace, by the way.
Rest in peace. Also, and obviously we're not weighing.
And Tim Allen, the
Tim
biggest
Allen's the
asshole
guy.
that's ever graced.
Yeah, that's it. We're not weighing him
sitcoms.
as a guy. That's not weighing in here right now. We're only.
I mean, if Ellen got dinged, Tim Allen.
Yeah,
get
Ellen
dinged.
would be an F right now in my book if we got to weigh in her as the person, But also, Can we all name it? Can we all say a plot of an episode we remember for the show? Because the one that sticks out in my mind, weirdly enough, I think about it every now and again. I have no idea why, but is the episode where Tim, the Toolman Taylor, he's trying to be like the ultimate like badass dad husband, and is like, I'm gonna take the kids out. We're gonna go watch the game and eat a bunch of wings and like do a whole like family night. You enjoy yourself, take it easy, and when I come home, I'm gonna give you that big dick. And then he comes home and he's all
That was like
gassy
half the episodes.
He's all farty and gassy, and he like has to go to bed, and he can't give her that romance, and then he has to like apologize about it or whatever. And I always remember that for some reason. Maybe that's because it's a message to me. So don't try to please everybody. You know what I mean? It don't work like that. You know what I mean? What do you think, Carolina?
I don't agree, but close. I'm actually very close, though. I'm very close. I do. You know what? I don't remember any plots except for Tim Allen. He always messes up all the time by transporting cocaine. His wife gets mad, and his 3 kids like get in trouble at school, and that's what happens every single time. Glenn Borland or Al or whatever his name is, he's my favorite. Of course, he's always my favorite. So that's why I'm gonna not give this show an F. Of course not, because it's funny. It is funny.
Torgo makes an excellent point. The crazy scene transition.
Yes.
With the CG and all that shit.
Yes.
I like
also,
that.
shout outs to Fob27 who says, please, your wife though, please. And I am working on that. I am trying harder with that as well. I'm trying to give her needs or whatever, which is awfully exhausting.
I heard you did such a good job. She got COVID.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not in the studio right now. That's why you can see my weird background with my soundproofing in my own bedroom. All right, where do we land? I mean, by the way, I'm lauding this show, but I wouldn't go higher than like a B on this show.
I'm okay with B. I'm okay
good
with B.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think it's like, but as like for where I was at. All right, B. Yeah, awesome. Let's go B. All right, great. And yeah, also, yeah, Tim Allen's like a complete piece of shit. So just know that too. Yeah, I'm not fucking with that. All right, what do we got next?
Okay.
Okay.
So we needed a representative.
I like Just Shoot Me.
It was this or Veronica's Closet to represent weird tier
this is
of
better.
sitcom.
This is better. Way better.
Yes.
Yeah, way better.
All the actors are comedic actors.
Yes.
A lot of dry 90s humor now. A lot of like, can you be any more dry? That kind of stuff really took off.
I love David Spade, especially in this show. He was great for this show as like the snooty secretary or whatever. Like,
I think his character was named Finch. They just called him Finch.
I think everyone was great in this. Everyone was so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we see that cast photo again? I'm just like kind of like feeling the show again a little bit. Yeah.
Enrico Colatoni showing up with his lovely bald head.
He is solid. I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm feeling BC on this one. It's not like a big standout. It's not one of the top dogs, but I totally enjoyed this show. I think the writing was really good. This was the kind of show where like not as much as like a Third Rock from the Sun, but like I would chuckle or laugh out loud at least like once an episode, right?
Yeah,
like it has good comedy,
fairly
chops.
consistent. Yeah.
What network was this on? Because this feels like one of those sitcoms that you would watch waiting for a Seinfeld or a Frasier, and it was like,
Mad About You.
You know, okay, I know exactly why we all watch this show. It was on Thursdays between Friends and Seinfeld. We all just kind of like, we're like, well, I'm not going to do anything with my time. I guess I'll watch Just Shoot Me.
Yeah, it's that's what almost pulls it down to a C for me, because I will say this. I don't remember a single plot from this show. I really don't. I don't remember a single. I just remember really liking the cast.
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
Same. I don't remember a single plot either. It's David Cross was in there once, but that's all I remember. So
you just described everything in the 90s.
Yeah, I think I might write C for Cross then.
I don't know though. People are saying maybe leaning more towards B. What do you think, Jake, for that? Because I do think it rises above a Hanging with Mr. Cooper or Full House personally.
That's a good point, actually.
I don't believe so. But it's 2 out of 3. I'm okay. I'm not going to fight a B. I'm not going to make my stand.
All right, let's make it
For
B.
David Spade.
Let's make it B. I think we're going B there. Yeah, it's a solid one. Oh man, Mad About You. It's kind of hard for me to say. All right, what do you guys lead it?
This was another grown-up sitcom. Like I should watch this, but like at the time I had like a married couple in their 30s.
I know. I couldn't relate to it at all, but I loved it. And I loved it so much. Paul Reiser, for some reason, Helen Hunt, the Richard Kind, they all did it for me.
Richard Kind was in this? That changes everything.
I believe he was. I believe it was. Let me know in the chat.
Great cast, but I think this was a show I didn't mind watching it like I think Damon Liemernick mentioned like Just Shoot Me being a late night syndication affair. That was Mad About You for me. It was like a show where I was like, oh man, it's weirdly late at night and I'm still up and I can't go to sleep. Oh hell yeah, Mad About You's on. I'll watch that at 1 a.m, you know, and like kind of just stare at it and like it's the abyss. Oh nice. I'm glad to get this. Wow, this is like them.
This is a nice reunion.
They did a reboot.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, but also we have to say, like, in terms of casts, like Helen Hunt, dude. Like, I mean, she was like a major player especially in this time period in movies and stuff, and she was like just on this TV show.
Twister, Something's Gotta Give. She was killing it in the late 90s.
Killing it, dude. So
she got an Oscar, and this show was fantastic. She was just a regular actress. This show took off. Paul Reiser took off, and I don't know. I might give it a B, to be honest. I don't know.
I might give it a B, but I feel like, I don't know. Jake, what do you think?
I really just have it was just on every list of best sitcoms in the 90s that I had to include it. And I was hoping someone else would take the lead on this. I guess B or C. I just have no skin in this game.
I'm putting it to this is one of those totally kind of like, all right, vote chat. We're going to go with whatever you go with, dogs. Man, next is Malcolm in the Middle. I think it's one of the only single camera
it was revolutionary
sitcoms on here. By the way, vote in chat for Mad About You while we begin the discussion of Malcolm in the Middle. People fucking love Malcolm in the Middle. I'm not one of those people. I remember enjoying it, but also Malcolm in the Middle was As I Was Leaving. It's another one of those shows like where it was like as I was like starting to
it was always on at the same night as Simpsons, Futurama, and King of the Hill. So like I watched it all, man. I mean,
obviously the Bryan Cranston thing. I mean, too. We all have rose-colored goggles too because
whoa. Cranston's fine. Krakowski. Holy shit. That's her name, right? The actress who played the mom.
Jane Krakowski.
She fucking ruled in this show.
People are fucking hyped.
I heard that Frankie Muniz doesn't remember filming most of the show because he had a series of seizures or something like that.
Oh my god!
But I do remember watching the show, and I thought it was brilliant.
Real quick, Mad About You is a solid C, a highly voted C. So we're giving it that. Yeah, I mean, I think I have to vote this high or chat's going to kill me. And honestly, I will say this about the show. Every time I see like a clip on Reddit or something like that, it always super holds up, really insightful, funny comment about like modern families.
Kazmarek. Thank you. Krakowski is, I think, from 30 Rock. Thank you for the correction.
Kazmarek. I was going to say, I was like, Krakowski. I was like, I know that person. That's not her.
Opera Dog said he cleared it up on a podcast. That's not really true. It's just a headline. So who knows? I mean, either way, the lore makes it really fun to watch again.
I'd prefer to go with the part where he's the seizure storyline. I was hoping you were
also, a lot of people are pointing out that
addiction or something.
A lot of people pointing out that this was maybe a 2000 show. So let's just give it an A and move on quickly.
Yeah, wasn't this more of a 2000 show? It debuted in 2000.
It was.
It's a 2000 sitcom. We're skipping it. We're moving on.
No.
We can't skip it. It's a 2000 sitcom. That's what makes it makes sense too, because it ushered in the single camera sitcom. Totally. Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on. Fuck it. Blue ball and everybody. I mean, should we just rank it at A or S just to like make people not upset?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's a good idea.
Are we doing S?
It's fun not to upset people.
I'm seeing a lot more S than A. Yeah, let's do S.
I agree with S.
Dude, I think fucking Married with Children. Married with Children holds up like a motherfucker, dude.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
I love it,
I
dude.
would not have guessed that.
Especially
does.
nowadays, because its origins, too, in hindsight, are perfect. Because it was originally called Not the Cosby Show. And it was all about how it was completely rebelling against trailer trash white people. Let's just fucking make them look as dumb and terrible as possible.
Oh, my God. That Applegate.
Oh,
Dear
my.
God.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I watched the show differently.
No, Peggy.
Peggy,
I mean,
yeah,
both.
exactly.
Yes, Peggy. Absolutely.
Exactly. Peggy's the. Oh, my God. That
She's
whole
the goddess.
cast,
Yes.
that cast is incredible. And the dog as well. And for Ed Larson alone, I can't rank this low. This is, I mean, if Ed was on this panel right now, he would be, holding us all up at gunpoint to make it an S.
Great theme song, great acting, great writing, great jokes. It holds up forever. It'll hold up for the next 5,000 years. I'm going to give it an A.
Yeah,
Maybe
I would
more.
say an A. I would say an A. I think maybe it only goes down for just the sheer repetition of in a Full Housey way. Like, it's just so relies. But the no ma'am. That whole thing.
I was wondering if someone was going to bring up No Ma'am.
Dude, it's so good. And just it's just unlike anything else. It's so.
I had to look it up. No Ma'am stands, of course, for the National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
And yeah, there's sexism is rampant, and the sexism also is very on purpose, but still, there's tons of but
they're not meant to be great people. Look at
this.
Not role models at all.
But that was the
Calvin
idea.
and Hobbes growing up.
Yeah, but all right, the fact that it is just, I'm sure you could put a master cut of shit that just so doesn't hold up together on YouTube if you wanted to, makes it maybe not S, but I think it's solid A, dude. That's a solid A for me, Married with Children.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Yahtzee, I agree. The sexism is so over the top that it's hilarious rather than offensive. It's just so, and today, I love it even more in the now, because everything's just so, there's such for a good reason. There's such more of a hyper awareness of not being a dickhead in these ways, but because of that, it's like a treasure that we must hold on to. I'm going, I think A.
I agree.
All right. A it is.
All right, let's go around the table. What's your favorite Shanae catchphrase? Let's go. It was this or Living Single? Didn't I figure? I mean, the theme song. Actually, no. Living Single also had an incredible theme song.
No, dude. Martin's definitely this era is the one for sure. Martin is so batshit, dude. And what do you think, Carolina? What do you think about Martin?
I think it started off well, meaning like any Martin Lawrence dinner party, and then by the end of it, it's such a shit show that you wish you were never there. And so that's what I think the entire sitcom of Martin is.
Yes, 100%. I think it's damn, Gina. I think it's so funny, but I agree. It devolves in this way. It's so insane. I wonder how I feel about it now. That I'm thinking B personally. I would put it at probably a B. I'm favorable towards it. It's also, this is another one that's hard to divorce the the guy from, is he's such an asshole in real life.
Worst.
All accounts. He's the worst. And he was one of the guys who would go to the Comedy Store and bump comics and just get on stage and perform for an hour and fuck everybody's sets over. It's, he was just RTX perfectly said, Carolina says RTX 44. I got to agree. Are we all cool with a B for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Hell yeah. Dr. Shockmaster, thank you for the 3 months. Anybody considering it, please sub to the channel to keep this shit going. We'll be doing this show every fucking Wednesday if enough people sub. Click that sub button if you have Amazon Prime. You can sub to the channel or at least any channel on Twitch for no extra cost. So consider it. Let's throw it Martin at a B.
All right.
The nanny.
Oh, come on. The flashy girl from Flushing.
nanny
Yes.
named Fran.
Yes, Queens, baby, Queens. I'm
Yes.
all about this. It took me a while though. When
Yes.
I first
Agreed.
watched it, it wasn't really my style, and then I got it. It took me a while to get Fran Drescher, but I get her now, and I think this is brilliant.
Ness and Dorman, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Second of all, also it's my relationship with Jackie that's really like propelled the show even further for me. I think back in the day, if you had asked me, I would have said like C or B, but I think it's one of the Nugget. Thank you for the sub. It's one of the stronger.
Hey, hype train.
I think it holds up to better than most. So I would give it for me. I'd probably give it a. I think
I would bump it
you
maybe
guys?
to S. I'm feeling very.
I'm gonna put it S. Yeah, because a lot of the sitcoms do hold up, even if they're a little punny at times. Fran Drescher is just so charismatic. I even love the Beautician and the Beast movie. I went to the movie theaters as a kid with my babysitter and I watched it. So
such
fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll celebrate it.
In red when everybody else is wearing tan.
It was dubbed in Spanish too.
Maybe on a different. Oh, that's there you go. That's
okay,
fine.
Carolina. I don't know how to. I know this is very on the spot. Could you do your best impression of Spanish dub Fran Drescher on The Nanny? Do you did they do it? Okay, that was it. Simple enough. That was fair.
Next time I come back, I'll open with that. It's been like 20 years. But
I understand completely. I just was like, what does it sound like?
I have to go method for about 3 weeks in a hotel room, and then I'll come back. I promise.
Shows up in all leopard print, hair the size of a Chevy.
That is so funny. All right. Let's keep it moving. What do we got? A. Nanny at A. Nanny at S. I'm sorry, Nanny at S. I fucked up. Nanny's S.
Bump that Nanny. Nanny higher.
All right, now we're about to be in a world of S, because if you're going to put Nanny at S, you're not going to put Newsradio at S. You're fucking out of your fucking mind.
One of the most insane casts.
Joe
Rogan aside.
Joe Rogan, Andy Dick are like dead to a lot of people now, but let's take a fucking time machine back. They were amazing on this fucking show. This show has I think, maybe outside of Seinfeld, but maybe not, the best writing, the best ensemble cast. Dave Foley's everybody's incredible on the show. I remember being just so blown away by how note for note, joke for joke, incredible this show is. It's definitely like it's a sleeper in a way, and Phil Hartman too, and fucking Phil Hartman as well. Abso-fucking-lutely. You know what I mean? It is
Stephen Root.
The show is so good. Stephen Root is like 5th on the list. Like, that's insane.
It's fucking so good, guys. I don't know what to tell you guys. It is so fucking good because it's where the writing meets the ensemble. It's like it is probably the best ensemble cast comedy show, in my opinion, of all time. This is very personal for me. If I had to put it at A because of you fuckers, I will, but this is an S tier fucking all-timer for me personally.
I agree with S.
And it never went on too long. It never it never outweighed outstayed its welcome.
They tried with the John Lovitz years. He did his best, but they packed it. They packed it up.
John Lovitz is a great replacement. At the end of the day, like,
listen, I'll be the last person on earth to say John Lovitz didn't do a great job on something.
Carolina, very quiet during this part. Have you just not had an experience with it? Like,
no, I just wish they killed off Andy Dick instead of Phil Hartman. But this is how it has to be. This is the reality of the world.
But honestly, even back then, he was fucking great on that show. Like,
he was. That was the only good thing he ever did.
It's literally the only good thing.
That's it. That's why he's not dead today.
He was really fucking good. Like I couldn't get over how much I loved every single member of that cast. Like,
you're absolutely right, except for Joe Rogan and
but still, at the time, he was great on that show. He was great on that show. You know what I mean? And I love his politics today. So we're going to go with... I'm kidding. We're going to go... I personally, I'm an S. Are you guys cool with it being this is like a me?
I agree. I will
allow
push
it.
for the S
I'll
as
allow it.
well.
All right. If Nanny's S, this is S. And then again, I'm sorry to do this.
I like that there's so many more S's. That probably means we're big fans of 90s sitcoms.
Well, this is the thing.
So,
The 90s is the greatest era for sitcoms of all time.
and
in my
action
opinion.
films, yeah.
Yeah, and action films. I mean, we get, what is Murphy Brown 80s, right? Murphy Brown solid 80s, Designing Women's 80s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're going to have to, we got some great ones to cover in the future on a different episode, but I think this really is the best, era. So Seinfeld, I mean, I know it can be a little divisive for people. I do think too, though, that,
I saw Michael Richards at the Laugh Factory one time, and he did some really daring material. I got it.
All right. I will just say
I saw
this.
Jake backstage telling him what to say, so it was weird.
I was 12 years old and being like, Quamo, I got a great idea.
I was listening to Rogan. I was like an early adopter of the Joe Rogan podcast.
You invented the iPod just so you could listen to him.
I think Seinfeld was the greatest of its time, and I think it holds up like fucking crazy. I think that show holds. And if you want to talk about memorable episodes, come on. The Chinese restaurant, the parking garage, the masturbation thing. It is endless. I could just sit here and it's like Simpsons episodes. I could just rattle them on a soup Nazi. I'm burying the lead here. The episode where George Costanza, because Larry David did this in real life on SNL, quits the job and then just shows up the next day to pretends like
anything to do with George Costanza's job was always a banger episode.
Oh my God. The Yankees shit was so, all of it is so fucking good.
They did a whole Bizarro episode. Like who gave them the right?
They're real and they're spectacular. The whole part, the whole episode where George starts with making the opposite choice of the choice he normally makes. Any episode with any of their parents, with Jerry or George's parents. Festivus, which essentially is the inspiration for April Reels. It is S, dogs. It is S all day.
It is S.
I'll give you my home address, chat, and you can come and wrestle me to prove that it's not. And I will fight you physically easily. You know what I mean? And lose probably. But it's
just
S.
like Bryan Cranston, I'm only Jewish for the jokes. Like, it reverberates with me.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. The bras from an episode, the poofy shirt episode. The smoking one. The painting one. With the the Kramer with the painting or whatever. All so good. All right. We have one more on here, and I'm so glad we're ending on like kind of a mid one-ish, but I have really fond ones. Vito Friends back to F, by the way. We're already seeing some of that. We're going to give you the option right at the end.
They're wrong. Tell them they're wrong.
Spin City, can we see that cast photo again? Spin City, great cast.
The guy from Rocky Horror, the guy from Ferris Bueller,
Barry
Richard
Bostwick,
Kind, one and only God King,
Alan Rock.
Yeah.
What? How do you know these names? And Doc Brown's friend is also there.
We have all ventured the IMDb trivia once or twice in the last 15 years. And what's her name? She's Friday Night Lights woman in American Horror Story.
Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah.
Everything, Connie something.
Connie Britton.
Yes.
And the cast is fucking incredible, man. I didn't remember she was on that show. I really love Spin City. It's kind of up there a little bit with Drew Carey's show, but a little less than, in my opinion.
It is less than. It is
memorable
less than. That's why it's on the list, because it was... We all watched it, but I feel like nobody was ever on the playroom being like, oh my God, did you watch Spin City last night? Those words were never uttered in the entirety of the 90s.
But I always enjoyed it. It might be a B. I could see it today. What do you think, Carolina?
I started watching it in the 2000s because a lot of all these shows that we're talking about in the 90s are my 2000 shows. So I'm going to have to say, maybe no one said that in the 90s, but in the 2000s, some young Colombian girl did say, "Get me that Michael J. Fox."
Oh,
And so
yeah, dude.
I'm gonna say this show is more than mid to me. He was super cute. Everything he
Yes.
did was super adorable. I love the guy. Yes, exactly. The Charlie Sheen episodes were fine. They were fine.
Yeah.
I forgot about
They did the
that,
best they could with that. Whatever.
To me, Spin City's Michael J. Fox. I'm not even putting those episodes in.
Perfect.
Yeah,
No, I
You
love
gotta,
everything
you
about
gotta,
it.
though.
And every actor, every person in Spin City, every time I find them on another show or another movie, I do follow their careers forever. So I'm going to give it an A. I just am. Just because it's
I
just
like that.
consistent. Super consistent. Very funny.
Honestly, I admire going to the mat for Spin City. I respect the hustle. I respect the gumption. I'm also going A now.
Thank you. I'm going to go on Redbubble. I'm going to buy a Spin City shirt tonight.
It doesn't exist.
I'm cool with
Even
it.
on Redbubble.
I put a poll in chat. Everybody, it is your final moment of the night before we get out of here. Vote, if you will, to see what will be the fate of Friends. Did you have a veto? Did you veto anything, Carolina? Is there anything you'd like to veto?
Yeah, are there any more vetoes left?
We have no more vetoes left. We're all done with our veto.
Oh, and
we got
I had
vetoes.
a veto. Let me look at that tier list one more time.
You can bump something up or down.
Let me look at that tier list one more time.
My original vote was Friends F for Friends. So could I do that?
It looks like
Chat.
if you want,
Chat might do it for you, but if you want to, I'm pretty happy with this list. I don't think I have a veto. I want to do it just to do it, but maybe I can just save it.
Double F it if you want.
I'm going to double F it. Let's do it.
Double F it. So Carolina and Chat have vetoed Friends down to F. It is technically
Piff and Perp. Thank you so much for the sub.
Man, absolutely.
I'm so glad I can come home now. This was really important for me to do. So Holden.
Chat too. Unless Holden moves it.
Yeah, I do have a veto. I'm vetoing Family Matters down to B tier. I mean, it is ridiculous.
Wow.
That is an A tier.
Right.
It is.
I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to pop that with you.
It is B as fuck. There you go. Thank you so much. That is B as a motherfucker right there, dude. So bring that down. And I think that's it, right? Do we have any more?
That seems very correct. Oh.
Chat vetoed Friend, double vetoed Friends.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Pop it. Pop that sucker.
Yeah. They just double veto. All right.
Woo!
I think that's it for the night, guys. We'll be back next week with more shenanigans. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the subs, dude. Any last-minute subs would be greatly appreciated. You guys are the best. We're looking to make Tears of a Clown a very weekly event, so we hope you'll see us next week. Carolina, I can't wait to have you back again for 80s sitcoms.
And then 90s action movies as well. I'm going to be here all the time.
Yes, 90s action movies, absolutely. All right, cool. Thank you again, Carolina. This is an absolute pleasure having you on. And check out No Dogs in Space. I'm sure you've heard of it. And
we have a stream every other Monday, so check it out.
Exactly. So check that out. Check out the No Dog stream. Bye, Tearzo. Bye, everybody. Bye, Jay.
Bye, friends.
Thank you.